Hey everybody, Susie here from Rock Painting 101. Today's tutorial is a lovely new dangle project for you. Little love dangles. Oh, bumped my camera there. I did the silver in the video step by step for you. And then here's also an example using gold. So today I really want you to let me know in the comments below if you prefer the silver or the gold. This video was previously recorded over on Facebook Live, so I'm talking a little bit with the people that were in there. So just so you know, I'm not really talking to myself, but I still would love to know what you guys think as well. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can do that at any time in the bottom right-hand corner of the video. And also you can ring the bell, as I guess all the kids say, so you get notified when we do have a new tutorial for you. So I just have my rock base coated. Both these paints are from the same pack. It's like the metallic deco art pack. So I'm using this shimmery, the red for the base coat, and then I'm going to be filling with the silver on this one. So the main thing about doing these dangles is kind of getting it laid out on your rock and just kind of having fun with it. I've done lots of dangle rocks in the past. I really enjoy doing them. They always look so cute and so fun, and they look like they're harder than they really are. If you've seen it broken down before, then you're not going to see a whole lot that you haven't seen in the past. This one, the word is at the bottom, and we're bringing the design up to have our dangles drop down, as opposed to writing love at the top and have everything dangle from it. So first thing we're going to do is add love onto our rock. So we're just going to do a basic cursive word love. If you are rusty on your cursive, go to a piece of paper. Look at, I've got all sorts of doodles on this paper, but just go to a piece of paper and practice really quick. Just a little refresher for yourself. We don't all use cursive in our everyday life. So we're just going to place it on here. And I pick up my pen probably more than I should. Okay, just like that. And as you can see, this is a completely different shape of rock. So you can make this on any of them. Oh, there's a comment. I see it. Hi, Sandy. So maybe I didn't have them swiped. You're just the first comment. So thanks for dropping one in there so I can see it. So now we're going to place some place for our design to kind of land. So I'm just going to do one heart up here along the top of my design, like so, and then I'm going to pop out from my heart and wrap all the way around the edge of my rock down to the left hand side of my letter here, and we'll thicken up these letters as we move along as well. So we're going to come straight up out of the middle, really use up that surface space of your rock. I'm not going to go down the side. I want it to be seen, so I don't want to go too much over the edge on this one. I have the red over the edge, but I don't want the black to go over the edge. And we're going to just frame our rock like so. And same thing on the other side. Up, out, down, and around. Just like that. So we have all of this ready to go. We have all this surface to kind of pull and create our dangles off of. Good morning, Phyllis. Good morning, Jenny. Oh, thanks for sharing in your groups. Yes, feel free. You can share these into your rock painting groups when they're live or when they're over, whenever you want to. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Jenny. So once you've got your basic lines on here, we've got to just start creating our dangles. And there are no real rules to these. This is probably why I enjoy them so much. You can just start from one area of the line and start to create. You can have some designs on the line itself. We're going to fill these in so you can go right over the line like this. If you haven't seen me do these before, just right over that. You won't see that line when it's filled in. You can pull up and out to the side. We'll swirl that one all the way in. Then you can have something hang from something that you've created, like that. You can always add more little jewels or designs to your dangles. as you fill them in, if you feel there's empty space. So yes, we're gonna just start at the top here. We wanna have this kind of droop and drop down from way up here at the top. We can create a couple lines here, maybe one that has some pretty little designs on it, and then one right on the outside of that one where the dangles are kind of hanging down from. We do want to get down into the center part of our rock here a little bit. And one of my main rules is you want your outside of your shapes to be what looks pretty. So that top part, ugh, I don't really like it very much, but that's okay because I'm going to fill it in. So I can bring my outline out a little bit more. As long as the outside edge is pretty and the way you want it to look, you're going to be fine, because when you come to fill it in, you'll get rid of all that extra lines within it. So we're going to have a few other dangles hanging from this little swoop. And maybe one little heart up here. And I'm keeping to hearts and dots, obviously, because this is my little love stone here. So that's just what I want to do. And this one kind of swirl back up. And drop one here. And let's have something kind of swoop to the side on over here, just for a little bit of consistency. Like that. And I feel like we need one more over here. And we'll make a dot in the center of that. And I have dotting tools to fill this in, so I mean, you can get very small dots on here, even if they're filled in all the way. You'll be. Did that pause out on you guys? I'm sorry if it did. I'm low battery. It says 20%. So hopefully we make it to the end of this tutorial. I didn't even look before I got started. I might actually. Okay, bear with me 2 seconds. I'm gonna get you guys plugged in so it doesn't actually time out on me here. Sorry, that's bouncy and plugging you guys in. I used red metallic paint for the base coat on this. So it's the red metallic paint. And now I'm going to start filling with my silver metallic paint. And on this one, I used the gold from the same pack. Excuse me. Still getting over my cold, you guys. This is the cold that's never going to go away. All right, so when I'm dotting, I just like to work right out of my paint containers. So I shake up my paint really good, because you'll get a good amount that will kind of stick to the inside of your lid like that. And since we're not working on a huge rock and we don't need a lot of paint, this will work just fine. So we're just going to start with the dots because those are simple. I've got one of the smaller size dotting tools from a set. If you don't have dotting tools, you can definitely do this with a toothpick, especially those toothpicks that are pointy on one side and kind of flat on the other side. It kind of gives you two sizes to work with. I could never fill these in with a brush though. So toothpicks, needles, even a really sharp pencil. Just make sure you're not pressing down so hard that you're scratching your rock. So if you're not sure about what size of dot's going to come off your dotter, make sure you do a big one first. So make sure I'm in the screen here. So just lay that right in there and see that filled it in pretty well. But if you dab less, you'll get a smaller dot. So see, I could do these two up here as well with that same dotting tool. So I'm just going to go around through here filling these in. Because I like ran to get my charger. I'm like winded. That's horrible. I'm like breathing heavily here. There we go. And each time you create a dot with the same amount of paint, it gets smaller and smaller. So you can always make your dots bigger. Obviously, just go over it with more paint. But if you start with your bigger dots first, you have a fresh amount of paint on there, and then you go to your smaller ones, you'll have a little more control with those. There we go. Got all the dots, I think. And then as far as filling in hearts, I find it easiest to kind of place 2 dots at the tip of the heart, like so. So you get into those arches, and then you pull that paint kind of down into the tip. Now I always go back with my pen at the end and kind of fix my lining. So you just want to make sure you get the paint all the way down into the point of the heart. You can clean up the edge afterwards, but you don't want to have like a gap at the bottom of your heart when you're done, because you just won't have that good shape. So when you go back in with your black, you can really sharpen that point. So it's better to have it flood over the line a little bit and have it filled in than to not fill it in at all. So this heart up here is pretty big. So we're gonna have to probably get 2 dollops of paint for that one. And as you're filling in your dangles, you're gonna notice spots that you want to add something else. If you think, oh, this area doesn't have enough of the color. Oh, I missed this dot here. You can always add more. I always like to start on the side of smaller amounts of dangles because you can always add, can't take them away. And I like having some of the negative space left over when it's done. So there we have that. Now, right here, see, that's what I'm talking about. I kind of feel like there needs to be something right in there. So I'm just gonna clean off my dotting tool, set it to the side, put my cap back on my silver for now. You don't wanna just leave that wide open. I'm gonna add on these little, I feel like right here I need one. And I feel like right here along this edge, I want just a couple. Just like to have that silver kind of balanced throughout the whole design. I'm gonna thicken my letters now on my lettering. The biggest rule of thumb for this is up should be skinny, down should be thick. So if you have to retrace your letter to know when you're going up and down in your letters, that's what I usually have to do. So go up, and then you're gonna thicken that downward line and then fill it in. Okay, and so the O is tricky, see, because you're gonna go up, but then you come back down that same side, so the left side on the O. Okay, and then you go up, up, down on the left side of the V. And you can kind of gauge if you want the thickness to pop out to the inside or the outside based on how you wrote it in the first place. See, like on the E, I'm going to probably err to go to the left because otherwise you'll end up filling in your E loop too much. Or E loop, you know what I mean. The center of your E, you want that opening still there. So we're going to go off to the left so we don't fill that in when we're thickening up that line. Okay. So just that fast, these pens dry super fast. So I can go back in and finish up these silver. And what do you guys think? Do you like the silver better or the gold better? I'm curious what your thoughts are on that. I like them both. I don't know if I can say I have a favorite. I'll have to post them on the page and maybe I'll take a little poll to see what you guys think. So we're just gonna go back in and fill in these last couple dots. Just like that. And apart from a couple little touch-up spots, that's all there is to this wonderful rock. So all you have to do is go back in. Always wait, especially when you're working with acrylic on top. I always like to wait until my acrylic is nice and dry before I go back in with my paint pen, or especially if you do have like the little mini micron pens. These definitely can go in and do some stuff as well. I did not paint my rock white first, but these rocks are kind of lighter, so I didn't have to. If you have a darker rock, you might want to either do a quick primer coat with spray, or it will just take a few extra coats of the red. Silver, I know, you know what, I think you're right, because it does stand out more. It really pops. I just love the shimmer of these metallic paints. They're probably one of my favorite sets of paints to work with, just because, especially once you've sealed them, they just really have that fun little shine when they're sitting out in the sun. Let's see. Silver better, silver. Yep. Okay. It sounds like silver is winning out. And I have to say, they both do. The silver definitely has more contrast. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I'm going to come back and clean up my lines. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, I think, as far as fixing those. If you have super small, here, I'll show you on this one. So see, like even this dot below, it's just really hard for me to do these ones because I like to get my nose like right up to the rock, but I'll do my best here. You can really just come in here and fix that dot. Did you see that? Simple like that. So these are the micron ones, but you really want to be careful that your paint's dry before you use these because you don't want to get any paint on these because they're like a felt tip and it can ruin them. You can get away with doing this with your 1M Posca as long as you got a nice crisp newer one. They do wear down. Or you can just do bigger designs so that you can have a thicker edge. But see, I just do want to show you with the heart. So see how that heart, we kind of spilled over on the edge a little bit. But just by coming back in with your lining, can really make it look nice. Just doodle the tip off of your little pens if you think you've gotten anything on there. But see how that can really clean up the edges. So there we go. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I'll clean up the rest of my edges and drop a photo. I'll put both of them at the bottom of the video, and maybe I'll post it as a poll. We'll see how far ahead the silver ends up because they're both cute, but I think I agree. The silver really has great contrast. So you guys all have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful week and a fabulous, lovely Thanksgiving. Valentine's Day. I'll see you next week with another live tutorial. Bye-bye.